Nearly all of the world's markets have been impacted by Europe's debt crisis. For the Balkans, having its economy so intimately connected to the rest of Europe has put pressure, of course, on growth. In fact, during the height of the crisis, 4 emerging markets in the Balkans had to ask for loans from the International Monetary Fund. Serbia, Bosnia, Kosovo, and Macedonia have all been hit hard, especially when it comes to employment. The crisis has taken a toll on Macedonia in particular. The IMF had forecast 4% growth for 2012, but has now scaled it back to 2%. This comes after it grew 3% during the crisis in 2011. Despite those challenges, Macedonia has made a major global push for foreign investment by showcasing its economic reforms and as a gateway into Europe. But we want to take a closer look at the road ahead for Macedonia. We're joined by the country's Prime Minister, Никола Груевски, from CNN Center. Prime Minister, nice to have you back on the global exchange here. This is quite a struggle because we've seen the Eurozone recession really bite. In fact, take a third out of your growth from 2011. Are you comfortable that you can at least obtain 2% growth and get back up to 3% in 2013?
Thank you. Of course, we are not comfortable when the European Union is in troubles because our export, directly or indirectly, 90% is going there, and not just all the region countries mainly are exporting to the countries of the European Union, and when they have problems, of course, we are feeling this. But in the same time, we are trying with many measures to reduce the damages in our country. That's why we succeed in the last year to come to 3% growth, and I hope this year we will also be successful. But also in the same time, we are seeing this as a chance, because we are one of the rare countries that did not increase the taxes, and we are attractive for the investors. We implemented many other measures. We did many benefits for the investors, domestic or foreign, never mind. And we are seeing the crisis in the same time and the recession in Europe as a chance to attract some companies, and some of them are coming because in their countries the situation is bad. We have sound macroeconomy policy with low debt of about 28-29% of GDP, low budget deficit of 2.5%, stable currency, and attractive taxes, lowest cost for doing business in Europe. So no any other country that have lower costs. So it's in the same time the crisis is problem, but also the chance in the same time.
Yeah, Mr. Prime Minister, you left out one figure here, which is really the sore point, I would imagine, for you as the leader of the country, and that's the unemployment rate, which is hovering above 30%. So you have a population of just 2 million people. You've been on road shows to the United States. You've reached out to the Chinese. You've brought in foreign direct investment, which is about 4% of your GDP, which the IMF said is not bad, not fantastic. But you can't move the unemployment rate down. What's the challenge here?
It's a structural unemployment which started in the period of when Yugoslavia, the former country Yugoslavia, was divided. But in the meantime, we are trying to improve this, and in the last years there is improvement. But we are taking many other measures to improve this, and having in mind that this is a problem for us, I would say that in the same time is some kind of advantage for the investors that are coming, because they have serious pool of people which are very high educated and ready to join the companies that are coming. So because Macedonia, according to the World Bank, is one of the best locations for doing business, in their yearly edition named Doing Business, we came from 96 to 22nd position in the world. Last year we were
Mr. Prime Minister, if I can jump in here.
We were third top reformer in the world. So in the same time, what is for us problem for the investor is an advantage, and we are trying to communicate this with the investors.
Mr. Prime Minister, you again single out an interesting survey, and a fair one, probably from the World Bank, but at the same time, the World Economic Forum put out a survey today ranking you 80 out of 144 countries in terms of the ease of doing business and the conditions for business, and you're trailing very slightly Romania, Georgia, and Montenegro in your neighborhood there. Do you think that's a fair ranking, suggesting all the reforms you've been trying to push through, or are you still frustrated you're not recognized for what you say are the reforms, even though your unemployment rate is not coming down?
You know, the World Bank is making ranking for the countries about the business climate that they are creating. This is the most important, I would say, for the investors. And as I said, we are now 22nd in the world, in front of all countries in Central and Eastern Europe, and in front of 19 countries members of European Union. Just 8 countries members of European Union are better ranked in the moment. And we are working even to improve this position. We are not satisfied with the 22nd in the world. We try to, with continuous reforms, modernization, making many new measures, innovative things, we will try to improve even this position, which is the best between all Central European countries and better than 19 countries members of EU of total number 27.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you for joining us from CNN Center. Nikола Груевски, of course, is the Prime Minister of Macedonia, looking at the challenges of the Eurozone, the spillover effect, taking his growth from 3% down to 2% into projections for 2012. We have some breaking news taking place now.